So, what advice do you give to millennials today, to people that aged 21 to 34? How can they do what you've done in this completely changed world that we live in? What are some of the positives, and what are some of the things you did you just couldn't do today?
Well, I think that for today's world, one of the big opportunities that younger people have, certainly on the creative side, is they can actually produce things. They can go and shoot things on their phone. They can edit things on their computer. They can use their laptop to build a score. They can collaborate with other people who aren't in their dorm room but are across the world. And so there's all these tools that technology has enabled from a storytelling cost perspective for young storytellers, that they can go now shoot their vision, not just write their vision.
Right.
And that's an exciting moment. I think there's all these new platforms and players, so there's opportunities, and that's an exciting moment. I think what's a scary moment is there's so much choice, and there's so many different ways you can go. Like, is this the age of the entrepreneur and I should start my business? Is this the age of the technologist and I should move to San Francisco? Is this the age of China and I should live in Hong Kong? Like, so I think what would be harder is like choosing which thing can really be my specialty, and how do I own that specialty till I can leverage it into another specialty. Like, I always tell people, do something amazing, and then you'll always be known for doing that thing amazing, and you can build off that thing. And then once you've done that, you can move and do the next thing. And that's something I tell people. And don't worry about the no. Like, assume you're going to get no. So if you really believe in it, keep pushing and championing, but also be aware that you have you need to learn, and you need to find environments where you can learn. Don't just find environments where you can succeed, but find environments where you can grow. And that's hard to tell somebody who thinks they already see the finish line. It's a hard gene for young people, and it's not necessarily for the young to have to think that way. It's for us when we're on the other side looking back, feeling like we can give the roadmap. But it's a great time to be young.
What kind of guidance or parameters do you give your own kids in terms of watching video and being involved with technology at a young age?
It's really hard because you see how addictive the phone and iPad can be for a kid, and how unregulated it is. It is so much less safe for my son to turn on a YouTube platform or access the internet versus when I had my remote and turned on the federally regulated airwaves to consume my content. And the self-regulated plus government regulation of the broadcast industry really made it a safe place to grow up watching television.
And now you have to depend on the parents.
And now, forget about depending on parents. We've been abandoned by the technologists from any kind of culpability or responsibility about the content they put out. And instead, it's an open platform. It's a free platform. Anyone can use the platform. We've democratized the platform. You've democratized the platform to the point that the worst elements of humanity are impersonating children's animation. And the way your algorithm works is my daughter's watching Peppa the Pig in a probably unlicensed way on a platform like YouTube, and then its secondary video that gets served up is a 27-year-old dude voicing Peppa in a dirty way. And the next thing you know, your daughter's asking you what sexy means. And that's a really scary part of the unregulated Wild West of the internet.
Well, that's why I ask you, because you're so aware, and yet you have these wonderful small children. So how do you manage that?
Well, you have to be vigilant, and you have to complain every time I see people at Facebook. I complain, or every time I'm with people at YouTube, I complain. Like, you have to voice your concerns as a content creator, producer, business person, and you have to voice your concern as a citizen. I try to limit the usage, but it's so hard because it's so addictive. So then you just try and rely on the idea that the Wi-Fi is broken. And so then it's more about what you've downloaded than what you can access. And then you have strange thoughts. Are you hampering your child's ability to learn technology by not giving them unfettered access to it? But I think
There'll be plenty of time.
there'll be plenty of time. This is, such a difficult moment for me because it's the first time I think it's not having an effect. And the news has become so metastasized that it's also metastasizing storytelling a little bit. It's a little left and right world. And so I'm trying to find a path because I always thought we would help provide the answer. And now I'm like looking for the next way to find that path.
Do you have any ideas, thoughts that have been?
I mean, the good side is look at the power of news and media. It made Donald Trump famous and he could be elected. Or is that the bad side? And so it's a very
We got through this
confusing
entire
thing.
discussion without the T word.
But having been the chairman of NBC who created the Celebrity
Right.
Apprentice and
That was your
put him
first.
back on
Yeah.
the air, you did not extrapolate where that would arrive at.
How could you possibly?
But I was thinking about that all the time and everything else. And so, that I would have never produced The Celebrity Apprentice because it wasn't my kind of show. But I, as the head of a network, greenlit it and came up with it. And that's the kind of thing that makes you stay up at night and think about the power of your content. But then on the other side, I'm having trouble finding the counterpunch to it because everyone just assumes it's false or somehow it resonates in the moment, but it's not holding its resonance. But either way, we're going to keep doing it.